Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Friday as you are listening to the show today. We, of course, have pre-recorded our conversation for United Way Day. Earlier in the week, we are chatting with Elise from the United Way of Northern Shenandoah Valley. Elise, how are you holding up?
We are so busy. I always say this is the busiest time of year for us because we are gearing up for all the things. And that is 100% true because we have so much going on right now. We are getting ready for so many amazing things throughout the summer and the fall.
For you, though, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, on one hand, I love that you're busy, but you are out supporting all of these great things and all of these wonderful organizations, one of which we're going to talk to today in the community. But on the other hand, it is kind of a somber reminder of how much help needs to be had out there. So you guys really do walk a fine line every single day, don't you?
So at United Way, we are so excited to be able to help people in our community in the areas that impact them the most, from financial stability problems to healthcare problems to, you name it, education problems. And so that's kind of what we really rally behind. And the number one thing that we're doing coming up that is taking most of my time is our Project Connect, which is coming up on June 25th. And we're pretty darn excited about that one.
Yeah, that was something that you guys kicked off before the pandemic.
Yeah, it is. It seemed like it was another lifetime ago, but it was only last January. So just about a year and a half almost that we held our first one. But it really was an incredible event where we work with people in our community who are the at-risk population, so people who are struggling, who are working, or people who are homeless or on the cusp of being homeless, who are just looking for a little help in navigating help and programs and services that are available to them. And we are just so excited this year. It's looking like it's going to be about 70. We're looking at providers that are all going to be in one place at the same time. We just also confirmed today with a wonderful lunch that we're serving to every single person who comes in there who needs help. We are just so excited to be able to provide all these services to our community.
Fantastic. I know you'll give me more details for that before we wrap up the show. Tell me, who is our guest today?
Well, we have Beth here from Response, who is a new friend of mine, and we are just so excited to have her here and to talk to her a little bit more about all the programs and how we've been partnering.
So, Beth, welcome to the show. Tell me a little bit about Response.
Thank you for having me. So Response is a sexual assault and domestic violence center in Shenandoah County. We're the only one here in Shenandoah County, located in Woodstock, and we are here to serve survivors of sexual and domestic violence and their families in whatever way they need us to serve them. So we run a shelter for emergency situations, and we also offer quite a few out-of-shelter services, so case management and court advocacy, accompaniment to the hospital, law enforcement interviews. We go with people for that. And then we also have a child and youth services coordinator who goes into our schools and works with children there for both preventative things, but also kids who are experiencing abuse. Either they're witnessing it or they are survivors themselves.
I think a lot of times there's a huge misconception that everything stops once the person leaves the danger zone. If the wife leaves the husband, the girlfriend leaves the boyfriend leaves the girlfriend. It does happen the other way around,
It
that
does.
everything is okay after the separation. And that is really just when everything starts from a healing and a recovery perspective, isn't it?
Exactly. You are exactly right. What we know is the second a person leaves, they need all the support they can get because usually there's family involved and there's just your everyday life and it's a quick separation. It's not like a lot of planning that goes into it. So there's safety. There's a lot of times criminal justice then becomes a part of their life and navigating that system, navigating a lot of the systems that United Way helps to serve in our communities, which is to help our homeless and ALICE populations. And so it's a lot of connecting them to the right people to get those services so that they can get that financial stability you guys were talking about earlier, which makes all the difference in the world for people.
To be the only place in Shenandoah County, the only safe place for this type of thing. You guys, I hate to ask, you've got to be busy, or are you? I mean, talk to me about the numbers.
We are busy. So we did actually COVID did we did see a drop in numbers. It was very hard for people to get help because so many times when we had stay at home orders, they were at home with their abuser with no way to safely get in contact with anyone. And so we did see a drop in our numbers. For example, so from July of last year, that's when our fiscal year starts, to March of 2021, we have served 76 new clients. And that's not including the people that we're already working with. That's just brand new cases. We've sheltered 54 adults, 22 children. We've done over 300 hotline calls. And those are just new hotline calls. So it doesn't count, like we might hear from the person several times. So it only counts that initial call. And then our services have just been through the roof. Over 300 court advocacy, either accompaniments or services for that. Tons of support groups, which we've had to, figure out how to do in the life of COVID, but they still managed to be needed and we made it work. And it's so helpful for people to continue to get those services. And yeah, so we have stayed busy, and a lot of that busy has been figuring out how to get to people, how to let people know that we're still here, we're still open, we're still available, and then make them feel safe coming to, because it is communal living, and during a pandemic, that's a scary thought. So making it as safe as possible, putting rules in effect that protects everyone. So yeah, a busy year.
And all of these services are at no charge to the person who comes to you and asks you for them, right?
That is true. That we are completely, all our services are completely free and confidential. Confidential being the main key component because we live in a small town and everybody knows everybody. So it is very important when you come to us that you know that we are not talking about the fact that you're here or the fact that you're getting services from us, because we know how dangerous just one person overhearing us means 20 people at the end of the day. No, that is something we pride ourselves in, to the point that I think other agencies sometimes get irritated. Yeah, the confidentiality and being able to offer these free services means the world to us, and we're only able to do that because of community foundations, community grants like what United Way offers, grants through our state. It's just a lot of people looking out for their community members, and we appreciate that so much.
Even though you can provide these services at no charge, it doesn't mean there is no charge necessarily to you to provide those
Right.
services.
Right. There is a cost for everything, but we just have some great people here in our region that are always willing to help and provide and help us figure out how are we gonna make this work, because every situation is unique. And when we talk about funding and we talk about what we need money for, you just never know what's going to come up. But people rally, and we're so proud to live in a community that cares so much about their fellow community members.
You mentioned a hotline a second ago. Can you give me that number?
That is 540-459-5161.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to try and help put a few dollars in the bank account. I know you have an event that is coming up this weekend. Can you give me the details for that event when we come back?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue our pre-recorded conversation with Elise from the United Way of Northern Shenandoah Valley. Joining her on the screen is Beth from Response Inc. They are located in Woodstock. We'll be back to talk more with both of them in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Friday. As you are listening to the show today, we have pre-recorded our conversation on the Zoom screen with Elise from the United Way of Northern Shenandoah Valley. Joining her is Beth from Response, based in Woodstock. And Beth, we were talking when we went to break about the fact that all of your services are offered at no cost to the people that come to you in need of them. But you have a budget. You have to pay for a lot of the things that you're offering out for free. You guys have an event that's coming up. As people are listening to this on Friday afternoon, it's this weekend on Sunday. Give me the details for the event.
Sure. So it is called our Spring Fashion Show. It's something we do annually. This year, we're excited because the models that we chose to use for this Spring Fashion Show event are people from our community that have been on the front lines through COVID. So law enforcement and teachers and coaches, nurses. So we just really, we asked them to join us in a different type of fashion show. So they're going to be modeling kind of not just their looks that they're wearing when they are going somewhere special, but also what we call not necessarily COVID looks, because we're not going to be in sweatpants, but they're casual attire. So what that's looked like in this past year. So it gives them a chance to get to do something fun. They've done a lot for their community this year. So we're so excited they're doing more by helping us, but we get to brag about them a little bit and show them off and how awesome they are. So that is being held this Sunday, the 23rd at Ridge Runner, which is a brewery on Back Road. And that it's going to be from 2 to 4 p.m. Cost is $35, and it is outdoor, weather permitting. We will be able to move inside if we do get bad weather, but we're hoping we can stay outside. COVID policies have relaxed quite a bit, but still to make people feel safe, we're trying to stick to outdoors.
Fashion shows are fun. They're even more fun when you know who the people are that are walking on the runway. You throw in beer at a farm brewery like Ridge Runner on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I'm going to call it as a beautiful Sunday afternoon. All right, Kent Miller, don't make me wrong from the weather booth as you're probably rolling your eyes at me right now. But it's a great way to give back and check a bunch of boxes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not just giving back to us, but it's cheering on all these people that have been in the front lines throughout COVID. So we're excited to kind of combine what we've done with what all the brave heroes in our community have been doing.
So do people buy tickets in advance online? Do they get them at the door? How would they get their ticket?
They can go online to our website, www.responseva.org, and it comes up as our upcoming events, and they can get their tickets right there. You can come day of, but it is limited seating. So if we've gotten full, then you may not have seats available. So definitely, I would encourage people to go to our website and get their tickets there.
If somebody is listening today and they are in a dangerous situation, or they know that a family member, a friend, a coworker is in a dangerous situation and aren't really sure what to do, what the next or first step should be, how do they reach out to you? What are the different ways that they can get in touch with somebody from Response?
Calling us is the first step through that hotline number. We run that 24/7. There's always somebody available to talk to them there. They can reach out to us on Facebook. They can reach out to us on our website. Sometimes people feel more secure behind a computer than, making a phone call straight away. And, we're here not just to make decisions the second you call. Sometimes you just want to feel it out a little bit and ask questions. We don't need your name. We don't need your information. We are here to make sure you're safe, whatever that looks like. And it's completely client driven is it's how we call it. So we move at your pace and how you want to do it, whether that's through law enforcement or not through law enforcement. It's really up to you. And sometimes it's just that initial call to get information, or you can go to our website, or maybe you feel like I might be in a bad situation, but I'm not quite sure it's that bad. I encourage you to go to our website, check out some of the red flags that we have on there, and just get more information and see what the next steps are. And we're happy to walk you through those. And I think for anyone who is someone who cares about someone who may be going through this, patience, have patience. And we're happy to walk you through that process too, of what it looks like to be a supportive ally to someone who's experiencing abuse.
I think the best thing that any of us can do if we feel like a friend or family member is in that position is to educate ourselves.
Absolutely.
Because we don't know what we don't know, and we need to understand and walk that mile and figure out how can we best help. So I'm so glad, so grateful that your service is available to people in Shenandoah County.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
And Elise, they've been a great partner with the United Way over the years as well.
That's absolutely right. We love our partnership with Response, and it has been going on for years now. And we are excited to even grow it more in the future through additional grants, and then also through our new expansion of our outreach center, our Valley Assistance Network.
And you're having an open house for VAN in Shenandoah County.
It is. It is a remote open house, but it is still an open house because we can't necessarily invite you into social services after hours. What we can do is invite you out for a beer at Woodstock Brew House. We'll be doing the open house there on June 8th from 5:30 to 7:30. And so we invite you to come on out and to talk with us as we talk about our expansion and what we're doing to help out those who live in Shenandoah County and make it more accessible to people who live in that community.
And there are probably tons of people that live in Shenandoah County that want to do something, that want to give back, that want to volunteer, or want to know what options are for them to be able, like I said earlier, educate other people on what their options are. So I'm so excited that you're doing this. And of course, you're going to do it at Woodstock Brew House because you've got this great partnership with Winchester Brew Works in Winchester. Why wouldn't you find a great brew house in Woodstock to do it as well?
Well, it's just a great excuse to come together. But then also it's a nice, what else you got going on a Tuesday? I think it is afternoon. But seriously, come on out and talk to us. We are looking to form and expand our services. And we would love to hear what the community has to say, what they think the needs are, even though we are very, very familiar with this community. We would still love to partner in any way we can to make sure that when we're founding this new program, that it is as strong as it possibly can be. And we just look forward to the new collaborations that this expansion will bring for us.
And give me the details one more time for Project Connect. When and where is it going to be?
Project Connect is going to be up in Winchester at the Virginia Avenue Charlotte DeHart Elementary School, which is right off of Route 7 and 81. So it's an easy place to get to. But we'll be taking over an entire school on Friday, the 25th from 8 a.m. to 2 o'clock. And we'll have dozens and dozens of providers there with everything from health services to housing services to the DMV to Social Security. We are there to just bring anything that could be holding somebody back and just get rid of those blockers for them so that everyone in their community can be as successful as they possibly can be. And something like not being able to get into a housing service is not blocking someone from success.
Is this geared mostly towards Winchester, Frederick County residents, or is this across the United Way geography, so to speak?
We would welcome anyone and everyone. It doesn't matter if you live anywhere, we want to help you. And it doesn't matter where you come from, what your situation, we're here to help.
Awesome. And you got one other thing that you guys are doing right now. You're doing a fundraising drive.
That's right. We are doing a fundraising drive. We are very close to being done with it. On the 26th is our last day. We are wrapping it up. We are doing a Bring the Basics drive. And that is, we're really excited to be holding this one because we just see so many drives happening throughout our region, and they're all for the same sort of things. These basic necessities, things like, sheets and soap and detergent that all of our shelters, pantries, they're just all looking for, that are kind of hard to come by. That, our programs that we're seeing throughout our community that we're supporting are just, they're lacking. And, we so thank everyone for all their financial donations, because that really keeps us going. But also these physical donations are so incredibly valuable and needed right now too. And so we are looking to finally to wrap up this drive on the 26th of this month of May. And then we'll be packing all those things up that we collect and delivering them out the next day.
Where can people get more information about what's on that list that they need and where they can drop things off at?
Oh, there is tons of information on our website. Just go to UnitedWayNSV.org or just Google United Way of Northern Shenandoah Valley or just United Way in Winchester. And when you find us, you'll see one of the first things on our website is the Bring the Basics drive, and tons of information, shopping lists, online shopping lists. You don't even have to leave your house to help us out with this one.
I'll tell you, I didn't. I ordered from the Target app, and the only leaving my house I'm going to do is when I bring it to you.
Well, I do appreciate any time I get to see your face, and thank you for your support, Janet.
And before we wrap up, Beth, tell me one more time, what is that hotline number and what is your web address at Response?
Yes, the hotline number is 540-459-5161. And the web address is www.responseva, like Virginia.org.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming and sharing all of this cool stuff with me. I hope that you have more people than you know what to do with safely on Sunday, Beth.
Thank you so much.
I will be back on Monday. I will have a brand new episode of The Valley Today ready to go for you a few minutes after noon with my fun squad. Tony Baker and Chris Conyer from Frederick County Parks and Rec are going to join me for a giggle fest, because that's usually what it turns into when they join me on the show. So meet me back here for that on Monday, just a few minutes after noon.